So now let us execute this one. What happened? We will get, where is this error, whether getting any error, whether it is being executed. We need to check back that. So now what happened? Try to understand here. Now I want to clear the screen. Okay. Now here, try to understand, compile this code again. So this is the result. So result is what? So initially customer going for withdraw to the bank. Okay, whenever he went to bank to withdraw money, balance is low. He found that balance is low. So wait for deposits. So that thread which is running, so that will be in wait condition, and that lock will be given to another thread. Another thread, that is what? Deposit thread. One is the wait thread. So wait thread waits and the lock will be given to deposit thread. Deposit thread, whenever deposit thread completes its task and the deposit thread will deposit the, releases the lock. So going for deposit completed, withdraw completed. This is the topic. So now come down here. I will explain each and everything here. So you come down here. You try to understand what is happening here. So I want to adjust all the things in one window. Otherwise, you will get somewhat trouble. So I don't want to give much space here. That's why, because of, I want to put all of the code in single one window. Okay. Okay, now it is to be terminated with the semicolon. Now it's okay. Now come. Okay, this gap, I want to remove this total gap between this total codes, so that you will get total code in one window. Okay. This is okay. Okay. Now come down. So from starting, try to understand what happened. This is inter-thread communication, how the threads are communicating with each other. Try to understand that. This is the class, one class created here. That is the class name is customer. Okay. The class name, no any access modifier. I have given public, whatever. So because my main class is here, this is main class. It has the public access modifier. So the class, the total code will be stored with this class, main class name. Main class name is what? Cooperation.java. This is the Java file. Okay. So the total code will be stored under the main class name. Okay. My main class name is equal cooperation. So under this cooperation.java file, this total code will be created. So another class, if I created, that I will not mention any access modifier. So compiler by default, it will allot the default access modifier, this one. If I keep public here, it will give some word error. You need to store this class again in another class name, another file name. So it will give this type of error here. You can get this word, this type of error. Where is that error? This is the error. You will get the public type must customer must be defined in its own file. This is the error. Means your class customer, that is to be defined in its own file. Own file means we need to create for this customer class another file. Okay, that's why. So remove this access modifier. Now this class customer, it is part of your main class. So under this customer class, one class variable created, its value, it is the integer class variable name amount, it holds integer type of 10,000 rupees. Now one user defined, it is synchronized method, because synchronization will be done between the synchronized threads. Okay, inter-thread communication, cooperation, when threads will communicate with each other. So inter-thread communication will be done only between synchronized thread. So this is the synchronized thread. Thread name is this method. This will be run by one thread. So method is called name is withdraw. So I have created a local variable whenever. So user client customer going for withdraw. So that moment, if this amount class variable amount less than amount means the withdraw amount. User wants to withdraw how much of amount here? Withdraw amount 15,000. So whenever user wants to withdraw 15,000 amount, so that is this amount. This dot amount means it refers the class variable. So 10,000 less than 15,000. So your balance amount is less than user requesting amount. So this message to be displayed. After that, this thread, whatever this line of code is being executed by a thread. So now this thread put in word wait condition. Means this thread stops and allows other thread to execute. Other thread is what? This one, deposit method. This method will be executed by another thread. So now this withdraw thread will be in waiting position, waiting state, and lock that will be given to this deposit method. This is being run by another thread. So this wait method, this means this withdraw method means the thread which is running this withdraw method. So a thread, I told you that this is one method, but run by a thread. So now this thread is in what? Waiting position, waiting state. So it releases the lock to other, hand over the lock to other thread, hand over the lock to another thread, deposit. So now deposit thread will executes the instructions, its instruction. After that, it notifies. This deposit thread notifies that. To whom? Notifies to this withdraw. What it notifies that my execution is over. Now you can do your execution. So it notifies. So try now wait method kept in where? Try block. After that catch, that is very important. Catch block, I told you that catch is what? Here we need to keep, that is the statement which is to be handled. Okay. Wherever the error occurs, that is to be kept in try block. And after that, the statement which is to be displayed once error occurs in try block, that will be handled by the statement kept in catch block. Okay. So that exception, if anything happens, that will be stored in this variable, exception a variable. So now what happened? Then this dot amount minus equal to, if this amount, so less than means if this amount is subtracted. Okay. This amount equal to, amount is what? This is requested amount. Okay. So whenever user deposited 10,000, so 10,000 and this is 10,000, 20,000. So that moment, so withdraw amount 15,000. So then what happened? Your amount will be, remaining amount will be 5,000. So then your amount is increased. So that means deposit completed. So whenever amount is decreased, so that moment what? Withdraw completed. Okay. Withdraw completed. So under this main class, create the object for what? Create the object for your object for this class, customer class. So object is created. Okay. Then after we will use the constructor of thread class. Okay. Constructor of thread class. So under this constructor, we will run this method, run method. This is the method because this method is this thread class method. That's why under this constructor, I told you that constructor is a special method. Under this constructor method, this run method, that is the thread class method, that will call under this object dot withdraw. Object dot withdraw is where this is the method. So that method will be called. So 15,000 amount withdraw. Now this method thread will be started by start method of thread class. Next, new thread created. New thread means new thread constructor. Under this constructor, again run method started. Under this run method, deposit. In the previous classes, I told you that why this deposit method, this withdraw method to be called under run method. I told you that actually this synchronized keyword we need to use in front of this run method. But if we use in front of this run method, I told you that method overriding will not be occurred. Means this thread class, where is our thread class? Thread class, this is the constructor of thread class. Thread class has inbuilt run method. So that run method to be overridden by here. Okay. But if I use the synchronized keyword here, so method overriding will not be achieved. So then we will create another method and we will use the synchronized keyword here. Whatever the line of statement that is to be executed, that will be written under this method. So now that method will be called under run method. That is the story. So once it is executed, so what happened here? Try to understand. This is the happened here. So this is called interthread communication. How interthread communication achieved here? Interthread communication means whenever this withdraw thread, it is being run by one thread. So user wants to withdraw money, but withdraw money is balance is low. So that moment that thread will be in waiting condition, and this thread will allow another thread, deposit thread, to execute, because now it will handed over the lock to this deposit thread. Now the deposit thread execute the instructions. Whenever its task is finished, it notifies this withdraw thread. Okay. So now withdraw thread that will be in waiting state means waiting state is what? Waiting state means somewhat time, sleeping time. So after that, it will come to, again, it wakes up and come into the runnable state and waits for the CPU. Whenever it gets the CPU and it will execute that. This is the today's class. And within the class, I have explained how threads communicate with each other, how one thread will gets the wait position, and how it allows other threads to execute. Okay, here this thread, withdraw thread, waits for some time. Okay, after that, until other thread notifies that its task finished, it will be in wait position. Whenever that another thread notifies that my task is completed, that moment it will be woken up, again, and it will come into runnable state and waits for the CPU. Okay, that is the story. So now let us try to understand that that is what deadlock in Java. How to achieve deadlock in Java. Okay, that is very important. What is deadlock? So I'm going to create another file here. That is what, go here, come here, show and run commands. Create a Java project here, no build tools. Select a folder in your VS Code Java folder. And now you come here, you put a name for the file, that is deadlock. Okay. Enter here. Now your source file will be created. Under this source file, you change this as deadlock, rename. Okay, deadlock. This is our file name. maximize this window. Now your file name is deadlock.java. So your main class name must be equal to file name. Your main class name is deadlock dot okay. Your main class name is equal to deadlock file name. Now this is your main file. Okay. This is your main method. Under this main method, let us do, we will write the code. So first of all, we need to understand that what is deadlock. That is very important, na? So I am commenting here. This is what deadlock means. Deadlock means what happen if two threads waiting for each other to release the lock. So then it is called deadlock. Means what? What do you try to understand? What is the meaning of this line? Deadlock means two threads waiting for each other. So to release the lock, one thread is waiting for another thread, it will release the lock. Second thread waiting for first thread, it will release the lock. So that is a situation raises, one thread is waiting for other thread release the lock. Second thread is waiting for first thread will release the lock. So it is a situation. That situation is called deadlock. Okay. So practically how to understand that, how to understand the deadlock. First of all, I want to create under this main class, deadlock class, two strings. That string holds some data, string type of data. First of all, create two variables, string variables. String one is the name. Name is equal to what? It is a string type of data. I told you that this is a string type of data. It holds what? A name. Name is equal to Vasu. Okay. This is the one string. Now your string that is to be terminated with the semicolon. Now after that one more string you declare. But its name, it is name also name 2. Okay. No. So otherwise you simply a resource, you change this as resource. What is that resource mean? Data resource. Huh? Resource 1. You call this as resource 2. Resource means it is a data. So resource 2. Why it is giving error? No space here. So under this you keep another string type of data Rahul. Okay. Now Rahul terminate with the semicolon. Why it is given error? String type of data never be declared in single quotation marks. Okay. Always it is to be declared in double quotation marks. Okay. Now you come down here. Now what happened? Try to understand. Two string type of data I have declared. If you don't want to change this data, you can keep it, you can write final here. Final is what for this. If you don't want to change this variable, okay, if you don't want to change this variable, you can keep final keyword here. Okay. So means the once you have declared whatever the value that is fixed. So two variables I have created, they will hold string type of data. Then after you create the object for the thread class. You create the object for the thread class. So now I want to cut this data because I want to keep under this main method. Why? Because if I want to keep this two data as a class variable here, I need to write the constructor. Okay, so I don't want to go for lengthy code here. So that's why, so these two variables declared under the main method. Now you come here, you create the object for the thread class. Thread class, thread obj is equal to new keyword and thread. This is the constructor. So this is giving error, small letter here, thread. Okay, deadlock. Huh? So now this is terminate with the semicolon. Now object created for the thread class. Okay. Next word. After this, you brace here. Okay. Now you create, once it is object is created. So then after we need to run that method. Which method? Run method. Okay. Public void run method. Okay. Run method. Run method means must be terminated with the semi. This is what parenthesis. Then after braces. Okay. Under this, why it is giving error means why you remove this way. Public void run. Under this run method, here I am going to use synchronized black here. What? Synchronized black. So I told you already in between. In previous classes, what is synchronized black? Okay, only one line of statement, other some. Suppose if a method has 50 lines of code, under 50 lines, only one line of code you want to keep in synchronization. Otherwise, 2 lines, 5 lines of code you want to put in synchronization. So that is called synchronized black. Now I want to put only one line of statement. So under synchronized black. So this is called synchronized syntax. Synchronized keyword must be used. After that, the resource. What is our resource? Variable name that is to be passed here. Okay. Then after under this braces, I need to put a statement, print statement, that is system dot out dot println. Okay. Under this bracket, put a string type of data, that is, okay, thread one, okay, locked the resource one, locked the resource one. Okay. Now what this line of statement that is kept under this synchronized black, this is called synchronized black. Okay. Synchronized why it is synchronized black? Only one line of statement kept under this block. Synchronized has only one line of statement. You can keep 3 or 4 line of statement, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now then what happened? Now we will implement the, that is what, this is your main class, main method 2. Okay, these two. Okay, this is your thread. Okay, 4. Okay. Okay, now you come down here. Under this, we will keep try and catch blocks here. Okay, try. Why? Because thread to be put in somewhat wait time. That is what? Sleep time. Huh? Thread dot sleep method. Sleep method what? Suppose 100 milliseconds. Okay. Now under this, what happened? Let us see. I have kept. Okay. Now this is okay. Now your thread dot sleep. Thread dot sleep. It is where it is under sleep method. Okay. Okay. Now it is giving error system. One S missing here. Okay. Now it is giving error. Why? Let us check that. Okay. First of all, this is okay. Try. Okay. Try. Okay. After that, catch block. Catch always under this one exception. This is the syntax exception. E. Okay. So then braces, two braces, that is very important. Now catch block declared. Oh, now it is okay. Now you come down. Now you come down. Now one more synchronized. You copy this one. You paste here. So now here it is resource 2. Okay, and you write thread 1, lock the resource 2 here. So means what? Thread 1 tries to thread 1. Where is thread 1? This one, synchronized, means this line of code. One time thread 1 locks to execute this line of code. One line of code. That is why synchronized black. Under this only one statement. Now thread will locks this resource. So thread will either locks this resource or locks this resource. Okay. Okay. Now come here. Okay. Then after we need to create what? We need to this is over. This is over. Now let us see what happened. What happened here? You remove this line of statement, no need here. Okay. Now you need to fulfill what? You need to all adjust this line of code. Okay. You put a, that is what. Now, why we are getting all these errors? We need to understand that. First of all, under the try block, thread, okay, sleep, 100. Any error is there? No error is there. Catch block exception. This is error here. Exception. Okay. E. Exception E. Then after this is okay. Catch exception. This is okay. Now abstraction completed. Synchronized name resource to system dot. Okay. Now this is terminated. Okay. 4 brackets. This is okay. So now first one. Now what happened? Try to understand. Close here. Close. Deadlock, how it is being executed. Let us try to class is declared. Deadlock class. Name, you can keep any name. No need to keep only deadlock. Just I have today's class is deadlock. That's right. Now it is open brace. This is the main method. Two variables created. Their value is fixed by final reserved keyword. Next is what object created. So 3, 4. Okay. Now 4. This is okay. 4. Now synchronized. This is okay. This is to be closed. Synchronized black to be closed. How synchronized black will be closed? Synchronized black, how it is to be closed? This is opened here, but this is okay. Now this under this try black must be kept under this brace here. That is very important. Then No need of this one. Okay, that's why it is giving error. Okay, now it is okay. Now it is okay. Now this okay, this okay. Now it is okay. Now there's no any error here. Everything is okay. But why it is giving error here? Deadlock main class. Okay. Okay, it is not terminated. Now that's why it is giving error. Okay, now you come here. The code is to be written like this. Okay. Now you do one thing. You create one more thread. One more thread. How to do one more thread? You copy the total code thread to. Okay. Thread to create. You need to create thread two. Where is thread two? Thread one. This is thread one. Huh? We will do this as a thread T1. Okay, otherwise we will come get somewhat confusion. Huh? So you copy this total code again. You copy, you paste here. So this you change this as thread two. Thread two. Why? Because thread two, another thread is created. Huh? So now thread two public void run under this constructor. Okay, public void run. Now use so total everything is as it is. So let us see what is happening. Now you need to change this as thread two. So thread two locked the resource one, thread two locked the resource two. So now let us see whether it will be executed. What is happening? So what is happening? Let us see how the code is being Windows Defender firewall. So it is getting error where in which line? Which line is error? Compilation, unresolved compilation problem, deadlock, in which line? Syntax error, insert to complete method body. Where? That is 39th line. 39th line. Allow access. Okay. 39th line. You go for 39th line. Here. Okay. One more brace. Here I need to put a brace here. Now it is okay. Why I need to put a brace here? Okay, your main class is open, na? Your main class is open, that is to be terminated at the end of this one. Okay, so before this, I need to start the methods. That is very important. T1 dot start. Start the methods. Okay. After that method, semicolon, then after T2 method, T2 thread, start. T2 thread start. Okay. Okay, now. So now let us see what happened. Why I am getting here two braces. Why two braces? One is for your main class and your main method. Okay, that will be closed here. Now try to understand your main class is open, main method is open, two variables are declared, they are fixed, final. Okay, they they are the string type of variables, holds this string type of data. Now thread created, thread is equal T1 is equal new thread. This is the class, thread class. Okay, this is the object, but that will be considered thread one. Now under this, you run method. Under the run method, your black synchronized black. Okay. Under this one print statement is this is our resource. This will be locked by the thread. Okay. After that thread will be in sleeping condition. That is sleep method of thread class to be kept in try block. Okay. To catch block, it holds the a variable exception variable which will hold the which will hold the exception. If any exception is there, that exception name will be stored in this an exception variable. Now this is black, one more black under means under second synchronized resource 2. Okay, resource 2 is what? Rahul. Resource 1 is what? Vasu. So Now under this one print statement, thread 1 locked the resource 2. Now these two blocks, synchronized blocks will be run by one thread, T1 thread. Okay. So under a thread, I have kept two blocks, synchronized block. Okay. One synchronized block means under one print statement, another synchronized block, another print statement. So here thread locks the resource 1, under the second block, thread locks the resource 2. The same I have copied here. Okay. Code created second thread T2 for object created for second class, that is thread class. This is the second thread. Now under this thread, your run method will be under this run method, same thread 2 locks the resource 1, thread 2 locks the resources 2. Two blocks, synchronized blocks. So I have started the methods. Once whenever you start this method, implicitly they will look for the run method. This is the start method and run method. Both are what? The methods of thread class. Okay. Now if you, what happened here, try to understand what. Now what? Thread 1 locked the resource 1. Thread 1 locked the resources 2. Thread 2 locked the resource 1. Thread 2 locked the resource 2. Okay. So once thread 1 locked the resource 1, thread 1 locked the resource, two resources I have. So thread 1 locks both the resources. Okay. And thread 2 locks both the resources. So now thread 1 waits for thread 2 waits for the thread 1, it will release the lock. Thread 1 waits for thread 2, it will release the lock. So both are waiting for each other. I have told you here, both the threads waiting for each other to release the lock. Okay, so that is called deadlock. So both are looking for releasing of the lock. Okay, that is called deadlock. That is called what?